Hi there. So, I'm supposed to talk about my favorite story, if my cat will let me. Um, but it's really difficult. It's really difficult to pick one. Um, there are so many to choose from, and it's like, picking, deciding which child is your favorite. Um, but then I decided, I'll take the easy route and I will pick my first love. I mean, who can forget their first love? Mine, I was, maybe 15, maybe 14, uh, teenager in Beirut, Lebanon. And my English teacher, he gave us um, a book of short stories by Sherwood Anderson called Winesburg, Ohio. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was written somewhere in like 1916. Now, um, the book was a revelation, and I'm still to this day I'm not exactly sure. Um, I mean, what I couldn't understand why I was so enamored by it. How I was transported um, to a small town in Ohio called Winesburg. I'm a city boy, or at least I thought I was then. Yet those stories meant a lot to me, and none more than a story called Hands. Um, Hands, again, left quite an impression. It was the first story that, although did not mention the word homosexual or gay or queer, but I kind of understood that this was what the story was about. And for someone like me at the time, I had a general idea what my sexual inclination was, but it was primarily about that I saw myself as different, and that someday someone is going to discover that I'm different and I'm going to be hated or beaten up or whatever. And in many ways, this was what the story was about. Hands, about this teacher who um, couldn't control his hands, and at some point patted a boy on the back, was very demonstrative in how he showed his affection to the boys in his charge. And one boy complained, and then the parents got together and went after him. And the main narrator, then changes his name, moves to another part of the country, and reinvents himself, except that he can no longer be comfortable in his skin, and he's constantly worried that he'll be discovered. And the best part of it is that he is constantly aware that his hands can betray him. Um, I mean, the metaphors here are galore, and it's just beautifully written. But one of the first things, and why the story still remains with me to this day, is this whole idea of that he could not tell what happened, what actually happened, what did he do, did he touch somebody, did he, uh, what happened, and that never was explained. So there was a part of me that constantly demanded to know what happened, and I could never find out exactly. And that was my first understanding that a story didn't have to tell everything. It can leave things a little untold, and that the mystery, as opposed to confusion, but the mystery of what happened and how happened is built by both the reader and the writer, and there is, in my opinion, nothing greater than that. It remains to this day one of, and I think one of the classics, and it's definitely a classic American short story, and I absolutely love it. And I'm sorry I have to go, but as you can probably hear, my lunch is ready. So thank you. Bye.